Here's Airbnb advice that gurus give that's utter bullshit. So the first one, this is that you can start your Airbnb business with £4,000. Now, I'm not talking deal sourcing because that's completely different and you don't require a lot of capital for that. But anybody who tells you that you can start your actual portfolio building, like taking on Airbnbs yourself, with just £4,000 is crazy. Also, they don't want you to win. Also, I would ask for proof in the pudding. Just because you've done it once does not mean that it's something that happens often. You don't often get the opportunity to only start your Airbnb business with £4,000. So please stop sharing that around, because people are coming to me in my DMs telling me, I have £3,000. Do I have enough to start with? No, you don't. You don't. Also, just a final side note with this one, what you put in is what you'll get out. So if you put in cheap money into a cheap property, you will get cheap results. You won't get a lot of, thousands coming through. You won't get a lot of bookings coming through. You won't get a lot of demand on your property. If you put in cheap money, you will get cheap results. A good amount of money to get started with is about 8,000 at a minimum. I feel like that's even increased now with the market and the rental market at the moment. You need to be putting in anything at least from £8,000 to £10,000. If you want a breakdown as to why this would be the case, let me know and I'll do a video on that. Number two, this is the idea that putting security deposits or having a security deposit as a requirement for your property is going to scare off guests. I don't understand why that's shared as a negative thing. That's the whole point. It's supposed to get rid of the guests who are not going to do anything for your property. Let me quickly tell you a little story. When we first started off, we listened to this stupid advice. This advice got us parties in the properties. It got us people smoking in the properties. And guess what? When it came to Airbnb and especially Booking.com, we never got paid out. They would just say, oh, we can't get hold of the guests. Sorry, we can't pay. So we had damages like cigarette burns, things broken, burns on the wall. We even had a fire once in one of our properties and Booking.com never paid out. That is crazy. So yes, anybody who says that it will scare off your guests and says it in a negative way is just an idiot. It's supposed to scare off the guests that you don't want to have in your property, and the ones that know they're not going to do anything wrong will pay. Have you ever been to a hotel and paid a deposit and questioned the deposit? You'll never question the deposit because you know what you're going to a hotel for. You're going there to sleep, maybe have a stay over because you've got an event in that area. But you get what I mean. You'll never complain because you know what you're going to be doing in that property and you know that you're going to be getting your deposit back. The final one is, if I do everything on my own, it will save me money. It might save you money from the beginning, but the idea of starting this business so that you can buy back your time. So which one is it that you want? Just because you clean a few times in the property doesn't mean you're making any money from it or anything that's going to help. The fact that you are using your time in your business means that you can't scale as quickly and as stably as you would like. So it's just distracting you from actually scaling as a business. I wouldn't recommend it, but maybe an unpopular opinion. When these gurus are telling you things, please ask for evidence for them to back it up, because everybody's making up stuff at this point.